Can go over here. Thank you again for attending tonight. I understand that we have stiff competition from some other things going on, including World Series. First of all, as always, let's all be respectful of Christine. Christine has a difficult job here. You can see her fingers moving. She actually has to record every word. And so we want to speak as clearly as we can. If you do come to the podium and have a question, please state your name very clearly so that she can put that down, because she's required to do that. And then try and speak, if you're a fast speaker by nature like I tend to be, I try and want to slow down a little bit, because it's really cruel and unusual punishment to Christine. As we go into the second hour of the meeting, if you have to try and keep up with a fast speaker. So just be respectful of that, and we may have to take a break if we do for Christine to rest her fingers a little bit, but we'll see about that as the meeting goes forward. Okay.
Mr. Foreman, excuse me, I'm sorry. Could you once again say what number meeting this is? I didn't have my camera on. Could you?
This is the 173rd Rab meeting.
Thank you.
Okay. And you indicate you don't have your camera?
I have it. I didn't have it on when you first gave the number.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. When each of you should have your packet that you went through. One of the things that you might notice is that we have a flyer for the Navy site bus tour. If you have further questions for that, please, I direct those to the back of the room. You can ask Tommy G. Valmassi, the back of the room, if you have further questions about that. Or you could wait to the end of the meeting and ask me. I just don't want to, I want Tommy G to actually coordinate that. And we're RSVPing now, so on the flyer you can see there's a couple different ways of doing that, including, I believe tonight, just verbally going to Tommy G and she can help reserve a seat for you. Okay. And again, the first bus tour of its kind for Naval Station Treasure Island is going to take place at 10 o'clock on Saturday, November 8th. And it's going to be, I believe, somewhere between 60 and 90 minutes long. I come up early, do rehearsals, especially for the first one, and we go over things, so I really don't know too much more about it until we put it into final format. But please spread the word. This isn't just meant for residents, although I have those sort of first and foremost in my mind, and RAB members as well. But you know, it's for anyone who has an interest in the environmental cleanup program or the environmental restoration program in general at Treasure Island. And I think it'll be well worth your time. At least I'll strive to make it well worth your time. And keep in mind tonight we have, if you're a speaker, I believe we have a speaker, Tony Conson, who's going to give a presentation, and he's requesting hold your questions to the very end of the presentation so that he doesn't get off track. He's kind of sensitive to that, and we need to be respectful of that. And when you are speaking, Tommy G will hold up, I guess, a green paper will start your 2 minutes, and then a yellow paper will be 1 minute warning, right? And then the red will be please wrap up, you're out of time. And again, we're just following our RAB operating guidelines that have been there for many years, and for 2 minutes per speaker per time. You can go back up to the podium if you have another question, either at the very end of the meeting or at the end of the presentation, when the speaker feels comfortable taking questions after the presentation. Okay, that's all I had. Alice?
Tonight we're just going to go through our old business, which is the meeting minutes approval, and listen to what the BRAC cleanup team has to give us as an update. Then we will talk about new business, which will be the Bigelow Court update, other project updates, and we'll go through our document tracking sheets and announcements and future agenda items. And then we'll have a question and answer period and hopefully closing remarks by 9 o'clock this evening. We'd like to get out so that anybody can get to the end of the game if they want, or just go home and go to bed.
Okay, thank you. So let's go to our old business, RAB meeting minutes. So the Rab meeting minutes for meeting number 172. I'm going to open the floor to any comments, edits, or suggestions on the Rab meeting minutes to the Rab members.
On page 5, the third paragraph, starting with, and attendee asks what a step out is, I think it'd be better stated, and attendee asks what is a step out. And on the third sentence of that same paragraph, starting with Ryan Martin,
Let's see. Okay.
Rab member and Ms. Harvey asked what inputted was the source of the lead and account is. Okay. And on the fourth paragraph, starting with John G, asked what a safe level is. I think it should be better. Ask what is a safe level. That's it.
Okay. Does any Rab member have any, before we move on to the next Rab member comment, does any Rab member have any comments on Mr. G's recommendations? Okay, new comments from Rab members?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see, on page 2 of 9, the paragraph that begins Dale Smith, Rab member, after the second sentence, Ms. Smith said she is not in favor of this format. Insert the sentence, she spoke with Nathan Brennan, a Rab member, who will not be attending, and he said by email, and reinsert that quote I sent to you from his email, if you would please. I didn't bring it with me, I don't think, but I read it into the meeting, into the administrative record last meeting, and I would like it in our meeting minutes. And she agrees with his assessment of the situation that the Navy has allowed to proceed for too long, period. Then strike the word specifically, capitalize S in she, insert also, does not think the Rab minutes should be discussed first. Rather, presentations, strike about site 12, should be first as they are of more interest to the community.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Then, oh, under 5 of 9, John G's paragraph. The second sentence, I have no idea what you were trying to say. It says, Mr. Freeman said the Navy has to characterize and action level. I have no idea what you're trying to say there.
hold on.
Down at the bottom of page 5, last full paragraph, begins with John G. Rab number. Second sentence.